Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel, get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of other benefits and support, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And when you join, you get trade ideas like this one right here that we collected profit on that Amazon puts that we got in just a few days ago. And today we collected profit at 203. It was a nice move to the downside, $10+ that we caught, and still holding some runners on Amazon. So definitely check out the link down in the description. And if you go for that annual membership, you do save some money there. So check it out, guys. Now, stock market map, we got Meta down 2.35%, Google down 0.84%, Amazon down 2.42%, Apple also going down 0.41%, Microsoft staying green or flat here, Nvidia going down 0.38%, and healthcare pretty much on top of their game today, pretty much green everywhere except UNH right here. Then we got consumer defensive also leading the way on top. You can see right here, utilities, consumer defensive, real estate, healthcare, industrials, basic materials, and lagging behind consumer cyclical and technology. Stock market, we got Dow going up 0.65%, Nasdaq going down 0.18%, S&P up 0.41%, and Russell going up 0.65%. On Google, stock is down 0.85%. And if you look at my screen, it's definitely, it's looking good if you look at from this low down here and if you got it right here. But as of right now, we're pretty much just getting stalled out here. And Google not really moving much. It was green today, but then came back all the way down to 163.84 and now trading at 165, basically trading right on top of this rejection area right here at 165. So there is some support at 165, but critical level, all these moving averages, that's going to be the main level to watch if there is a pullback down here at 162. Now below that, we have this gap down here, 156.43, which can act as a support. To the upside, 165 can hold. It's heading up to 170, and from there, we can see more upside on Google stock. Let's just see if this thing can actually go there and break and hold 170. On AMD, it's down 2.32%, so it's totally normal, seeing a pullback on a stock like AMD after that massive monster move to the upside. We're just getting started here, guys, on AMD. So this pullback is totally normal, and we're just retracing back down to not even closing the gap yet, 113. So that should act as a support, but in case that gives up, strong level of support down here at 110, and then we have support at 105, and then the gap fill reversal at 103.54 also on AMD. To the upside, AMD breaks and holds 118. It's heading back up to 122 and then 125. On a Microsoft, it's up 0.23%, and it was actually up here today over 455, and then pretty much came back and just a flat day came back and now trading at 453, trading over 447. So critical level to watch if there is a pullback. 447 so far, that is a holding up. Underneath that level, you might see a flush down to 434 and even lower from there. Now 455 breaks and holds, definitely we're heading back up to previous all-time highs, which could be right up here where we saw that big move before at 468 to 465. So that is the next stop over 455 on Microsoft. On Meta, it's down 2.35%. And just like I said in my video, that Meta might be pulling back from 664. And this is exactly what we got. Pulling back down to 640, the gap, and the support 638, strong support. And we got a bounce, a little bit of bounce off of that level. And now closing right on top of this 5-day moving average and the support 638. Now, at some point, if this support gives up going into tomorrow, and tomorrow is OPEX, guys. So, there's going to be a lot of chop, and maybe you get to see a directional move here in the market. And if that happens, and if this thing breaks under 638, then this gap definitely in play, 606.97. But on its way down, there will be support at 614 to 615. To the upside, 638 can hold. Watch out for a move back up to 664, and over that, 682 on Meta. On Amazon, stock is down 2.42%. So Amazon was really nice. And you guys saw that play. We actually showed it right here. Amazon I was actually Monday we shorted. We did not even add to our position here. And today, I mean, this thing pretty much going in the money. 202.67 collected profit at 203 and now trading at 205. So I mean, it's still a green position holding bunch of runners for possibly this gap getting filled at some point, which is going to be insanely, big profit if this thing gets down here at 194.69. Now we gap down today, so there is a gap at 209-ish almost. So if this thing can actually get over 209, you're going to see a move up to 212. But so far, it's trying to actually hold a 205 in, I mean, barely holding. You can see 205.705 5-day moving average, and it's not even holding that range right here where we got rejection. So it's basically close to 206 and it's not holding. So the next key level of support to watch 200 and then the gap down here, this massive gap close to 195. On Tesla stock is down 1.40%. So Tesla yesterday shorted at 347 and then this thing got up to almost 350 and today this morning it was a nice juicy profit. We actually shorted twice yesterday. The first one in the morning, then there was a dip and then this thing ripped even higher I think late in the day, and I was actually able to short this thing again, and this morning got out completely locked in profit at 337 and now trading at 342.82, well over 330. So 330 key line in the sand. If that gives up, you might see a little bit of pullback down to 322, maybe even this gap getting filled at 307. As long as it's over 330, the next stop 350 to 362 and then 375. And there are some calls that are coming in which actually are 370, 375 on Tesla. So maybe some consolidation just like here, and then this thing gets another move back up to the upside. So Netflix straight up again, another brand new all-time high. But a couple of things I want to show you guys that whenever you see a move like this, and we talked about it 1200, and we got there almost there today. Look at the RSI here on the daily, but look at here on weekly and especially monthly 82, and you can see over and over time and time when we get up to these levels what happens, big pullback. Now is that going to happen tomorrow? No, absolutely not, because this is a longer time frame. It's going to take some time, couple weeks, maybe month or two, but slowly this thing can come down because how overextended this stock is right now. We got this mini pullback, shallow pullback, and now ripping hard back up to another brand new all-time high. So now there will be support here at $1,163 right here. Underneath that level, there will be support at 1141, these moving averages, and then 1110 right here. And then we can talk about this support right here, 1065. As long as it's over 1163, it can definitely make a move and possibly will retest this high from today and maybe gets over it, gets up to 1200, possibly up to even 1220 on Netflix. On Apple, stock is down 0.41%, and you can see it was down actually more than 1%. Came down to this 50-day moving average 209, and then went back up and holding. We got a doji candle for the day. Now, Tim Cook definitely not having a good day with Trump. He does not want Tim Cook to go and take all these you know um, companies into India and then pay less tariff. And then, even if he's doing something like that, he should bring it back to America, right? Now, one thing I want to point out, guys. So remember when we had all these tariffs last month, when Trump came out with, tariff on all the countries and Chinese, like massive 145% tariff. Well, the main goal was to bring back all these jobs. I don't think that's the case. And that does not mean that I'm hating on Trump or anything. It just the way it is. But truth has to be said, right? I gotta explain what's going on behind the scenes. So that was the goal. Like everybody thought that that was the goal. That bring all these companies back and build here in America and everything made in here, right? But do you actually see that's actually happening? Absolutely not. The goal was to bring the stock market down and buy the dip. And I know a lot of people will possibly find this really as a truth, what I'm saying here in this video. But there are some people who will say, oh, he's the president, he cannot trade. I'm not talking about Trump going and trading himself. But that was the goal, guys. Bring the market down. It was way high, trading at all-time high. Nobody's gonna buy here. Bring it down, 25, 30%, and then load up the boat. That was the thing, because there are no jobs coming in. That's not the goal, because if you're already, you know, backtracking everything and just bending your knees and saying that, well, I'm gonna pause, put a band-aid on it for now, then you're gonna put another band. I'm sure there's gonna be another band-aid and baseline. I mean, there will be tariff, which is good, and it's gonna be like 10%, maybe 15, 20, 30. I don't see anybody putting tariff, including us, including Trump, for America or any other countries, more than 30%. That's the main thing. So these jobs are not going to come back. Maybe, a few jobs will come back here and there. Smaller companies, they cannot afford, these tariffs. So they'll come back possibly, or maybe even shut it down for good, right? But that's not the goal. It's not happening, because if that was the goal and that's going to take place, why would you put a pause? And then now Chinese also paused for 90 days, and you got 10% stuff that actually going into China, 10%, and it's coming into the States is 30%. So it's really still high, but well, the market took it as everything is fine. Let's just rally. I mean, you will see that when you look at triple Q. And as a matter of fact, in this video, I'm going to look at triple Q for a second, because I'm not going to update on stock market today, and we'll have a look at it, guys. So let me know your thoughts on that, because you think these jobs are coming back, and that's why we had tariff, and now pause. So that's like a band-aid on it, just to keep things moving and clear, and not falling apart. But in between, what happened here? Well, there was the dip that got bought up immediately, and now you can see the market just grinding and going higher, no pullback. Why? Because big money, smart money, rich people are not selling. You and I could be selling, shorting. We're not going to do anything, right? Market is not going to move. So I think that was the goal. Drop the market, buy the dip. And it's not only just the government itself, everyone within the government, all these, congressmen and women, they all trade. So don't tell me like, oh, they cannot do that. Stock market is one of the biggest thing in America, and there's a lot of people, not only us here, that we're trading in this market. There are people from South Asia, all over the place, that actually trade and buy these names that we have. We're the biggest market, and that's why when this market drops, oh boy, these dip buyers, they come like hyenas. They will eat up the dip. It does not happen immediately after 5%, 10%, but 28, $30 down SPY. Remember that video? I said that it's not going to stay down here for too long. Well, you can go back and watch those videos from, beginning of April up until, when we got the big bounce. You will see those videos that I made. And I mentioned in my video that, guys, it's not the time to panic. You know, load up the boat. You're going to make boat full of money, and if you did that, you made a ton of money. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. That, do you think that was the goal, bring the jobs back, and now you put a band-aid on it, and things are just fine, just working, working on things, and there will be talks. And as a matter of fact, well, what I think it's going to happen, I mean, it's not gonna come out anymore. You will see deals after deals, these and that, and the market will just, think that it's done. That's how the market is. Market sniffing that good news before you even said that this is actually the good news. Market already took it. 90-day pause. Market already took it as you know. There are no tariffs. Everything is good. Everything is done. All the companies are good, and market rallied. So that's what I think, and I think the goal already profited a lot of people, and that's why a Trump going into Middle East with all these big people, guys. I mean, Nvidia CEO, Elon Musk. You got Palantir CEO, another scam artist. $8 stock going to $130. Even though they were not making nothing, nobody even knows what they do. Like, basically, I mean, what the heck they're doing. Now Boeing, another one that was dropped, and if you look at the chart, What happened? Boeing trading now over 200. So I mean, these are all insider trades, and there is a lot of manipulation in the market. But what's good about it that we can catch those moves, we can make money with them. That's why I like Trump, and I like what he did here. Made ton of money, and still probably will be making more money as long as he's in the office, because you will see this volatility here in the market. And that is the great thing, because when you see lots of moves in the market, up down, these are best opportunities to make money day trading, swing trading, because if you get it right and if you have the experience, you're going to make money every time. So Apple here, guys, definitely, I mean, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But let's just continue with Apple. There will be support at 209, 207, and then this gap comes into play 200. To the upside, Apple takes out this high right here, 214 to 215. It's heading up to 220 to 221. Close this gap right up here. So just like I said, I just want to quickly look at triple Q, and you can see we're just grinding and going higher. I mean, this is a V shape here on triple Q. But one thing I want to point out here, guys, that as we are going higher and higher, it's pretty much getting stalled out here. You can see, I mean, last few days after that gap up, I mean, these candles are getting smaller and smaller, and not much really happening. It's a slow grind, and there is a massive gap down here that we gapped over this daily 200 SMA, and we never looked back. And if you look at my screen, all-time highs is just there, not too far away. I mean, if this thing gaps up like it did Monday 3%, gaps up again 3%, well, all-time highs are here, right? But at this point, it's definitely not something we should be chasing. As a matter of fact, you got to be really cautious doing anything here, because until we see what the market does next, if there is a pullback that occurs next few days, then that would be an opportunity, as long as it can hold up. But as of right now, if you're trying to just go and buy this new money long, you're gonna get toasted. I'll be really honest with you guys. A lot of people do that, like, oh, I missed out. Oh my god, market is going higher and I didn't buy anything. I have money, let's just buy calls here. And the next thing you know 2 3 days or maybe 2 3 weeks later, market is right down here at 461 here on Qs. And guess what, you're underwater, even though you probably have time on your calls, or if you bought shares, whatever the case is, you're going to be underwater no matter what. So if you wait and if you have the patience, you're going to make money on it whenever that pullback comes. But as of right now, this is a strong, I mean, look at this move just in a few days. I mean, this was the bottom, right? And this is the top of the candle today. You guys do the math. This is just insane. There is no other word you can use. This is insanely insane, guys. Almost 30% up in just a matter of 4 weeks. And, you know, what do we get every year as a return? Like if you're investing and not like, trading every day, your 401k, right? 10%, 12%, maybe even 15. Nope. If you invested right here, you already got 30%. I mean, that don't happen, too often. So, it's a really, big move, and now it's really risky to go in and chase this move. So, I just wanted to point that out, that, just be careful. And just because we're not pulling back does not mean that, just like it wasn't pulling back here, and a lot of people told us, and or at least told me that, oh, it's going higher. It's gonna go higher to what, 600, 650, and then we had that pullback. Things are already overbought on Qs, and a lot of the things, BPSPX, BPNDX, RSI is getting frothy and burned to crisp. So pullback, it's gonna happen. When? I wish I can give you an answer, and I wish I can bring the market down immediately so you can buy the dip, but it's going to happen. Just give it some time. On Nvidia, stock is down 0.38%. So Nvidia had that move all the way up to 136, came back, and we got a doji candle today, indecision candle, and we'll see with OPEX tomorrow, what comes next. Now, Nvidia, if there is some sort of a pullback, there will be support at 130, 126. It's going to be the retest of the daily 200 SMA. But if this thing clears and gets over 136, the next leg higher will be right up here at 144.56, and then maybe even retesting all-time highs again. And that is nothing new about Nvidia stock. whenever this thing gets a pullback, you can see time and time over and over, we had that pullback right here, and then came back up and brand new all-time high. We had a mini pullback here, another brand new all-time high or matching all-time highs, came back down, almost got up to another all-time high, and then there were some turbulence here where this stock actually came down, and recently it was down to 84 $86, and 84 was, I think, pre-market somewhere there, 82, and when the market opened it was at 86. So now the dip is gone, it's up over 50, almost, yeah, about $50 from the bottom. So if you caught the move, kudos to you. And now it's no time to chase this stock anymore unless this thing pulls back, consolidate, and then maybe you find a nice opportunity right around that 200 SMA. As long as the support holds, that could be a nice opportunity, or maybe down here at 118. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated.